probably most importantly, is the textual basis that was used according to Simonides' own testimony. This is where I think Dr. White has overlooked what Simonides himself said. It wasn't just the Moscow Bible and Codex Alexandrinus. It was an edition of the Old and New Testament of the Moscow Bible that was collated with Codex Alexandrinus and an ancient Syriac codex and 3 additional unnamed manuscripts of ancient character. So you had 6 manuscripts in total. 3 of them were unnamed and have never been identified. They were all used for the textual basis of the manuscript that Simonides described. And so
we're
what
just
would you
take
have
this guy's word
if you
for
were...
it.
Okay, yeah. So the point is, and White slaughters him on this, of course, but the point is this: there's multiple points on this. First of all, if Simonides is actually ticked off that Tischendorf is getting all the credit here and the limelight's on Tischendorf and not on him, why doesn't he just go get the ancient manuscripts that he used to create a translation and present them? If he brought forth 3 ancient manuscripts and said, look, I have 3 3rd-century manuscripts that are intact, what would the public have said? Oh my word, this is amazing, right? He would have been right up there with Tischendorf at that point, but he doesn't. He doesn't produce that. Another issue that we have to look at, and this is from the very beginning. This is probably the first thing that should have been noted. How many leaves were there originally? 750 leaves.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. So what Simonides has claimed is that he found 740 leaves. 740 leaves that had never been written on before from the 4th century. So from the 4th century all the way up to the 19th century, you just
had this. It was like a giant notebook that nobody had written in.
Nobody had written in 740 leaves.
Well, it wasn't bound. It would not have been able to be bound because these were written.
Yeah.
Untouched. It would have just been like a stack of paper. It would be like, somewhere in the
just
corner.
hanging out.
Whereas the scribe, everywhere else, scribes have to like wash off other things to find something to write on. They have to like take old texts and scrape them off to use them.
Well, and I think Ephraimi Rescriptus shows us that the scribes were in great need of fresh parchment.
It's expensive.
It's super expensive. And you're telling me that even in a monastery, you're saying that in a monastery, for that long, you have 740 leaves of unpenned parchment, never been touched, just hanging out.
And somehow he's convinced these guys, we're going to take these. I know these have been sitting here for 1,400 years, but you know what? I think the time has come. I've arrived. We are now going to write on. And they're all like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and it's not even them. It's not like, hey, I know you guys.
The monks are like, the prophecy is true. the young man.
Right. It's not even like, hey, come help me write a codex. No. According to Simonides, it's, hey, you guys, thanks for watching these for me for 1,400 years. I'm gonna take them now. I'm gonna write on this. I'll let you make some corrections when I'm done.